chock full of toys and trash and computer shit.
Should you like I don't clean my space. I mean, I don't have a lot behind me, but like, who cares, right? Is that something?
I'm sure there behind you. That's a wall behind you.
I'm sure some people hate shit like being in the background, right?
If you actually saw the rest of my office, it is a cluster. I mean, it is a whole ass cluster.
I think that's usually it. You just like clean what's going to be seen.
This is my little space, that's clean, and the rest of it's a nightmare.
Speaking of my space, Father's Day just happened.
Yes,
and I haven't actually gotten hands on this gift, but Shay got me and the kids got me a Daddies the Podcast like poster thing to hang on the wall behind me.
Oh yeah.
So I might buy like a curtain to bring this wall a little bit closer, have it right behind me, kind of like you have a wall really close to you, Greg.
Yeah. So John, you have the cool light behind you. So you had that like custom made, I'm assuming.
Made, yeah. That was when I thought I was somebody.
Well, I see.
Wait, they don't sell those at Walmart? Yeah, just like that?
I saw it at Walmart.
It's crazy. It's crazy they don't.
And you have the cool. You have the YouTube.
My little play button. That's my pride and joy back there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that $1 million?
No, that's 100K. I'm not that person. If it was $1 million, I'd have it like right here, like right by my head,
in front of you. Here. You just do it behind it.
It's just my beard would be below it.
Hello, everybody.
So let me ask. So as soon as you hit 100,000, do they like just send it to you, or do they like
they send you an email and they're like, hey, we're gonna send you this. Where do you want us to send it? And you're like, what? And they actually do like a verification, and it's like a real deal plaque. It's pretty heavy duty. You could probably hurt somebody if you hit somebody with it.
So my daughter watches the what's his name, Ben and Cam,
Ben Asler,
and he's always like going over to like Mr. Beast's house and trying to steal his play buttons, and like that's a big thing now for some reason. I mean, really? Obviously it's
no, if somebody takes I will note it's got an alarm on it, and I've got big dogs. So you're not going to get far because you got to get past the dogs to get to this room, and then you got to get through the dogs to get out.
If you did like Indiana Jones, is it like pressure plate? Like
it's pressure switch
with a similar weighted YouTube thing, but just
they sent me one wall anchor.
Right, they sent me one for 1,000 views, and so I'm going to trade it out for that. But mine's made out of cardboard, so I've got to weigh it down a little bit.
And we had to make it ourselves.
And YouTube is not YouTube.
It was really an honor when I got that thing. I thought I was like making it. I mean, because all the other socials are cool, but YouTube and their play buttons are like the pinnacle.
Yeah. That's a huge deal. I mean, like that's not
a huge deal.
That's like
I've got millions on other platforms, but then I've got 100,000 on YouTube, and I'm like, that means so much more to me than the other ones.
We were talking about awards shows. What was the one, Greg, we were talking about? Was it like the Teen Choice Awards? Oh. No, like those, like the award shows that aren't, it's not a Grammy, it's not an Emmy, it's not an Oscar, but like the Teen Choice Awards, that's still kind of cool, isn't it?
Sure, I guess, right?
Would that be like if TikTok gave out a play button or an award or something?
Well, they have the Cheer Choice Awards. That's for social media. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. We actually went to that one this year. I was nominated, and I was like, I'm not doing this again, ever.
Was it not fun?
It was
not
like
cool?
it was at the Palms in Vegas. Like we actually we had a comedy or a stand-up comedy tour. We did a performance the day before, but then the Cheer Choice was the next day, and it was in the big venue. And so you got this big old venue, and there was like nobody in it. Oh. You know what I mean? And it was all like live streamed, but there was like nobody in the room. So it was like,
it's weird.
I know. I rented a tux and everything.
I look nice.
First time I rented a tux since high school.
Was it from? Was it Step Brothers?
Where they go to the interviews with
the tuxedos? What was the line? The tuxedos
are kind of fucked up now. Yeah, I mean, so like when you get invited to a show like that, does that also come like just via email? Like, hey, we want you here.
Well, it's like I said, we had our tour, so our tour got invited, so we were inherently invited, but we individually were all nominated. So we did get like notifications over email that you've been nominated and here's what you got to do because it's weird because it's for a charity, but it's like pay to play kind of thing. that people can buy votes and all that stuff. So they're like telling you to go like push people to vote for you and spend money to do it. I'm not cool about that. But yeah, they give you a whole thing, and then you made it through stages in the voting process. Like the first stage was like the top 25, and then it was like top 15 and top 10 and top 5. And top 5 meant they were going to put your picture on the wall whenever they did the whole announcement for the actual winner and the thing. So those were those people that they wanted to be there, was the top 5. But it was interesting. That's all I can say. It was interesting.
That voting scheme, like tournament style kind of, we had some friends that were trying to share out like vote for this dog. Like, this is the dog of my choice, and the winning dog will get $100,000 to the charity, like the Shelter of Choice or something like that. But some of my other friends deemed it to be like this cash grab, because it's the same deal. It was the same deal where everybody got one free vote a day, but you could pay for more votes.
You could pay for votes.
And they said,
and then the people who had like really active audiences, they're the ones who won.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, they knew who was going to win. Stuff.
Yeah. They knew.
So for like the Teen Choice Awards, is it the same way? Like, you're paying, like people are paying to vote, or is that like a panel? Like, I don't know.
I don't know how the Teen Choice Award works.
I haven't been able to vote.
Yeah, I don't know why we're. I think we're hung up on that. John, do you have a large presence? I can't figure out TikTok. Like, we've tried so hard, and it's I know it's like the thing, but do you TikTok?
Yeah, I do all of them. But I knew TikTok about a year ago. I knew it very well, and then it changed. It got really weird. Like when the whole banning TikTok thing happened, it just, the algorithm has never been the same over there. Like you could see the waves of how it changed. I mean, it used to be that people like me who do reaction videos and stuff like that, we could make a good living off of that. And that completely has gone away. I'm like, maybe I can get a tank of gas out of TikTok one a month. And gas like a year ago, not today. And so it's just, they all shift and move, and TikTok seems to be the one that is now lagging so much because Meta has like replanted itself as the monster, and you don't have a choice. You got to play with Meta because they are really, they take buckets of money and just throw it at you. Like, just go, just make me content. I don't care. Just make me content. And it's really crazy how much they've cornered the market. But TikTok, I can't figure it out now anymore. My views are, I just posted videos today and they're like 1,000 views, which is insane. I've got almost 2 million followers over there, and then get 1,000 views.
We had Jarrett from Bowling for Soup on, and he was like, dude, you guys need to be on Facebook if you're not using Facebook, because like it's crazy who was on there. And so I went that same day, like we did the recording with him. I went on and made a Facebook for us back in November or whatever it was. And yeah, it's crazy how many people are on. I guess I just never really thought about Facebook for that, but people love to consume their content there.
It's they're consuming the content, and they're paying the ads, and they're making, that's where the money is. I will be honest with you, that's where the money is outside of YouTube, right? YouTube being the pinnacle, the way up there, and they write insane checks with multiple commas in it. They're for the normal creator, Facebook is really where it's at. Instagram has a value for like merchandising and stuff like that and advertising, but Facebook is where the normal creator can make a living, honestly, just by pumping stuff out every day.
Yeah, that's what I hear. It's just consistency, and just putting out like, good. And like sometimes I'll post shit and it's like, man, this is super discouraging. Like, it only got a couple thousand views, but I think it's hilarious. So it's like, I don't understand,
We're over here.
And then the weird ones
will
pop, right? The ones that you don't think are going to be worth a damn, they're going to pop, and you're going like, how did my metrics go up to like 5 million overnight? Oh, that video? What?
There was a when they released the trailer for the Minecraft movie, and Jack Black,
the very first one.
I am Steve, and I was like, all right, I'm going to post this over like someone saying something stupid at a work event, and for whatever reason that took off. I was like, why did that take off? But this video that I edited for 4 hours, it didn't.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no logic, no reasoning as to how it works. It just works. Maybe it's time of day. Maybe it's the temperature and humidity. I don't know. Whatever it is, that's why I say you just pump out stuff consistently, and eventually it's kind of like fishing. Something will grab eventually.
Sure. Yeah.
And let it go.
Yeah.
And let it go. And the other thing to do is like after something goes well, is like 2 months later repost it.
Yeah.
That's a known scheme. That's a known scheme. I'm telling you all the tricks now.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, look at that.
We're getting schooled right now. This is good stuff.
All right, go on.
Take notes. But that's how. There's most of the big creators do that when they have one that goes on a run. They'll let it sit for 2 months and then they'll throw it back out again.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it'll usually pop about half of that.
I was going through like the phase of like if it doesn't do well, I'm gonna delete it, and then I heard like that's a no if you delete too many posts.
Don't do that.
Yeah, right. That's what I heard. I heard that's not good.
Yeah, let it flounder. And the other thing you do is like 2 months, you can take your flounders and repost them, and sometimes they'll pop, and you'll be like, why all of a sudden does this matter?
It's so weird.
Yeah,
and Eric does nothing with our social media.
I hardly do like this part. Actually,
yeah. He just shows up when we do the recordings, and then the rest they come through.
It's all Greg.
But so I saw that. Are you on tour right now, or taking a? Yeah. So you're like
we're on tour. We're doing the old people tour. Where we don't tour all the time. Okay. We tour like once every month, or like August we're gonna do 4. That's gonna be the most we're gonna do in 1 month. But we've been doing the old people tour. We did one in June 1st was in St. Louis, and then before that was in April in Vegas, and then before that was February. But now we're getting into some hot and heavy stuff because our tour manager said he's gonna just basically sell us out.
Hey, fair enough.
It's good because we've got people that are like beating down the door. They're like, hey, we need you to come here. We need you to come here. And our comments section is just blowing up with all these places we got to go. So we're starting to fill the niche. We've got back-to-back in Atlantic City and then Cincinnati. That's going to be interesting because it's like, I've never done this whole, I'm here one day and then the next day I'm playing in this place over here. And how do I get between point A and point B? I mean, I know the big guys do it and they got people that do it, but we're not big guys. So we're like, I'm like talking to travel agents. I'm like, I need this many people on the same flight. When you leave at 6 a.m., we got to be in a hotel. Can you make sure? And it's so, I'm exhausted.
Well, you're not going to rent the tour bus and just, travel the whole country.
I wish we could get away, but everybody besides me has kids. All my kids are grown, but Sherry's got young kids and Kelly's got young kids and Nick's got young kids, and they can't just go get on a tour bus for a month.
Doesn't lend itself well to not be home for 2 months.
Yeah, that's difficult.
I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat because, like I said, I don't have kids anymore. So it's like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the mercy of all of us. But it's fun. It's a blast.
I feel like it'd be really fun. It's funny because like we've been going through the stretch where we're having a lot of bands that are doing their 20th anniversary for a lot of albums. Come on.
Oh yeah.
And they're all talking about how, because they're older and they're like, man, touring fucking sucks. But like, I feel like if you're grown and you've like you didn't do it for 20, like, it sounds sweet.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But you got to do the touring though when you only have like enough money to get to the next city. That's
you have to sell t-shirts or else.
Yeah. Sell yourself.
Yeah, sure.
I'd do anything for a tank of gas.
So
we're not there. I don't ever want to be there. That's the problem. Is like we're old and we've had careers and we've got 401ks and stuff like that. So we're like, okay, we can do this. This will be fun. Yeah. We'll just go every once in a while.
It's going to be a little more cushy than it would have been if we were 20 years old. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's no hot box and 5 guys in the back of the van. We're not doing that.
You're all sharing one single bed sometimes.
We're not going to go any place that's really cold because we don't like the cold. It hurts our joints. And we're not going to go place too hot because we don't like that either. We'll die. And we're only going to do it on Saturdays. And we got all these rules. And our tour manager's like, I hate you guys. Oh my god.
But that's cool. Play nowhere.
But it's cool I feel like to be able to kind of pick and choose, this is what we want to do and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. He brings us all these offers, and the problem is like some of these offers are like big money offers, and then we go, oh crap! Like we've got one the day after Thanksgiving, And the reason we have it one for a day after Thanksgiving, because, they kind of made us the offer we couldn't refuse. And, that's what sucks, is because the offers that we can't refuse are coming in, and we're like, well, crap. That's a lot to turn down. We're like, okay, I can suck it up for that.
That's fine.
And it's like, oh, sad me.
It's the
like I was watching Tom Segura's, and when he talked about how much he was making on the show, he's making a surgeon's salary every show.
That's amazing.
And he said that's why he does all this thing. It's not because he wants to go on the road, and it's not because he wants to do all these shows. He's like, it's retarded money that they're sending me. I can't, in all good consciousness, turn it down. And I'm like, I'm starting to see what that looks like, and it's weird.
I feel like it's that scene from Zombieland where Woody Harrelson's crying, but he's dabbing his eyes with all the $100
bills. That's what it is. It's so weird. Like, I'm a 46-year-old dude. What the maid is an idiot with too much time on his hands and a phone. That's what I am. And this is the dumbest thing. I keep telling this every podcast I'm on. This is the dumbest thing I've ever been a part of in my life. It is absolutely the dumbest thing ever. And I'll get in trouble for saying this, but social media is the dumbest thing I've ever been a part of in my life, because nowhere in my history of life was there any opportunity for me to grab my phone, or even have a phone, to look at it and say something stupid to it, and then all of a sudden people give me money.
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous.
I think you got the system. You got the system by the balls, dude. Like, not because not everybody could just pick it up and make money. I mean, I guess anybody could do that.
Well, I mean, with everything, it takes work. I mean, this didn't happen overnight, but it's been 3 years now that I've been doing this pretty steady. But it's the fact that this is a thing is just so dumb.
Well,
it's so dumb.
It's crazy. Like you think about too, like musicians now, before you'd have to go play the shitty bar and hope that there was like a record producer. Now you could just record yourself covering a song.
Shabuzi, great example.
Yeah.
Shabuzi, one song, and now he can't get out of Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he drops is a hit. I mean, the Jelly Rolls is another great example of that too. Huge guy, huge. He's just blown up. And then there's all these guys that are doing the I won't be with labels like Tom McDonald and some of the other guys. But even they're not hurting. They're not hurting at all. And it's just because the social media world is so insanely connected that it's no longer, is there a market for the thing you're trying to sell? It's now, is someone filling that niche already? Right? And if you can find something that somebody's not filling, the market will be created for whatever you're pushing. It's insane. It's like marketing 101 turned on its head.
And it's crazy, like the things that people are doing. There's this one guy where he goes to he'll go to like a guitar center and I don't know how to play guitar, but then it turns out he can actually shred. But then he's also selling his OnlyFans while he's doing it. It's like, yo, this is
a whole other thing right there.
That's why I subscribed to him, because I was sold on on what he was selling.
Are you there for solo work, Greg?
Yes, they're only for the guitar work.
By the way, that makes me think. I love your Only Dad's hat. That's fantastic.
Oh, thanks. This is my prototype. They're coming out in my merch store probably in like 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh yeah, you're gonna sell those?
Yeah, I'm gonna sell these. Just like this. I got this one, and then I got a blue one too. These are my first. These are my prototypes. So yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot.
I figured these are gonna hit.
Now, let me ask, do you, we're trying to figure out our merch situation. Do you kind of like, I guess for you it's a little bit different, but we were doing like the people buy it and then it gets printed and shipped.
Yeah, so I have half of my merch store is drop shipped. That's what that's called. Through Printify. Okay. But my hats, I'm very particular about my hats. And I have one vendor that I use out of North Carolina that makes all of my hats. And I have a silly amount of these DBV Nation hats, because I basically made the hats for me and then I let people buy them. That's kind of how my merch store started. Was like, everybody was like, I had a deal with this one hat company and I was doing their hats for a while, and then that faded out. And then everybody's like, you should just make your own hat. And I was like, okay. So I made a logo and I was like, this is cool. I'll wear this. And I just started grabbing colors and making hats. And so I have a whole stock room upstairs that's got nothing but hats in it. And I do all the hats myself.
It looks like it has a nice fit to it.
Oh yeah, they're all Richardsons. They're all really good quality hats. I don't go cheap with my hats because I'm bald, and I wear hats. I'm going to wear a hat to my son's wedding in 2 weeks because I don't care, and nobody's going to stop me now because it's going to be my logo hat.
That's who you are.
That's right. Nobody's going to stop me.
Wearing hats at things is sometimes can be so weird. Well, I did it. We had a work event.
Yeah,
it
weirded me out when you walked in with your hat on at this Thai event.
Well, okay, yeah, right, yeah. Like people are wearing like not
I wore
necessarily
one with my tux to the
suits.
Cheer Choice Awards.
Sure, there you go.
So it's a thing.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, it is a thing. But I felt weird doing it, Greg. I'm glad you didn't say anything because I would have been like,
I wasn't going to make you uncomfortable, but I noticed it.
But I was all like fuzzy. I got a haircut today, and did I ever tell the story about my haircut guy? I'll tell it again. It was you've seen Tropic Thunder, the movie.
Oh yeah.
You know, Ben Stiller's character, Simple Jack. There's this guy, the character that he plays. There's this guy at the barbershop that I go to right down the street from my house. Makes me look like Simple Jack every fucking time. But
so why do you keep going to him?
Okay. I'm so like lazy. I'm here for like I need the payoff. I don't feel like sitting at the barbershop waiting for the other guy who's cutting somebody else's hair and there's two other guys waiting in line for him. So I just take the guy that's free.
Well, there's a reason why he's free.
I know.
That's right. I got a guy, and my guy is the only guy that will touch my beard. He's the only guy.
Do you have a beard guy?
In fact, the missus won't let me go to another guy.
So you actually go to get your beard worked on. It's fantastic.
It is.
I do. Yeah. He is immaculate.
Now, are you a beard oil, beard butter kind of guy? Do you just
I
raw
only
dog
use
it?
one product. Actually, I used to be an oil and butter kind of guy, but now I found this Roussel is the name of this company out of Belgium, I think.
Okay.
They have a beard foam. And so you put the beard foam in and then you blow dry the beard foam and it's almost like hairspray a little bit.
Wow. Okay.
So I have changed to be a foam only guy.
You're a
so
foam
I get my guy. My guy does me every 2 weeks. In fact, I'll go see him on tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I do the beard foam in between. It would be much longer if I let it go. I mean, I probably be like down to my waist by now. But she puts limits on. She puts limits on how long it could get and how short it could get. Because one day he cut an inch off, and I came home and she called him, and she was like, "Don't you ever." And he was like, "Yes, ma'am."
See that?
Put it back.
She doesn't want to see any chin.
She's like, "I don't want to see what's under that thing. He's not going to be around schools."
So I did that one time. I shaved. I don't have a lot of facial hair. I don't like it if it gets so uncomfortable. I'm sure once it gets a certain length, it's not so uncomfortable.
You got to get it past that uncomfortable.
I just can't. I put my chin down on my pillow and start leaning over, and it just fucking hurts. So, but I shaved it one time. I've been with my wife for about 17 years now, and it happened one time. I can't shave my face clean ever again. She would leave me for sure.
But have you seen those videos where the guys shave themselves and then they go like surprise their kids and their kids like just start crying?
I love it because they look like a whole different person.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, they don't know who you are.
Before I die, though, like I want to go to some old barber and just have him do the clean, like the straight razor. Hopefully, it doesn't slit my throat, sweet, but like just like I just want that. I want it.
Where they put the warm towels on your face.
My guy does. He does a straight razor on
does
this.
Does it feel
here,
nice?
And then on the back of my neck, he does a straight razor. Yeah, he's a warm towel kind of guy. He's a guy.
Like that.
And he only charges $15.
Wow.
Okay.
I know, but he's booked out. Like you can't. Like you have to call in favors to get in. So I'm like booked out for like 6 months with him.
Every other week.
Those are the guys you need. You got to find a guy. Go find a guy.
So
and see, I'm not telling you who my guy is because I'm not going to give it. I don't want anybody else to get in line.
That's fair.
Don't give us that secret.
I've been going to Great Clips. So when you go in, I'm like, please don't be this person to cut my hair, and it's always her. And she's like, yeah, just come sit on down, and then it's fucked up every time. But you know, it's only like $12. So
Craig, wait, it's only $12?
Yeah, man.
Is she doing your beard?
I get a terrible haircut.
No, just my hair. Just my hair.
Okay. I get a terrible haircut for like
because you go to a barber shop. I go to Great Clips, and there's always a coupon.
Okay, so you're telling me I could get also a terrible haircut going to Great Clips?
Yeah,
for half the price.
Half the price.
Fuck.
Yeah. So there you go. You're welcome.
All right.
All right. Well, podcast over. That's it.
You just cut my haircut budget in half.
So I got my hair like cut all the way off 2 weeks ago
because you had lice.
My daughter brought lice home, and this is actually the hat, and I just haven't cleaned it. So
wait, that's the lice hat?
This is I don't think I had it. My head is still kind of itchy, but I don't think I had it, so it's probably fine. But yeah, so yeah, we had lice, and it was like the lice was the louse. The louses.
Is that the
I think the louse is a single. They were so big, and then we kind of felt bad because for like the last 2 weeks she was like, "Oh, my head's itching." We're like, "Oh, you're probably just super sweaty or whatever." So apparently, the bigger they are, the longer they've been there, and so they were big. I mean, like they were fucking
like ant size,
bigger. Yeah.
So those videos I see on the internet are real.
Yes, and it's fucking disgusting. And so like my wife Jenna had to like pick them like the monkeys were just pulling the fucking and like they're still alive, so they're crawling around the paper towels and it's fucking vile. Get nasty. But you know what?
Yeah,
fucking bug. But I do. So the Gen X tour. How did you know everyone on that tour, or did you meet them via the interwebs? Is that how you?
No, it was completely by accident. The whole thing was completely by accident. Here's the story, okay? Because there's always a great story with anything. Yeah, I love stories, by the way. So I had been DMing with Sherry because Slim Sherry and I kind of started out the same time, and we've been on the parallel path. We're about the same size as each other. I've seen Nick before, but I thought he was way bigger than me, and I've seen Kelly before, but I thought she was way bigger than me. But they're like big on TikTok only. They're not big on the other. Me and Sherry are we're about the same size on all the platforms. So she reached out to me one day and she's like, "Hey, do you want to go to Nashville and hang out at a Airbnb and do creator stuff?" And I was like in the mode of saying yes to everything at that moment, which I still kind of am. And so I was like, "Yeah, let's go, whatever." So we did that. And she's like, "Okay, I'm inviting Kelly Mono and I'm inviting Nick Harrison as well." Never met him. Just came in cold. We rented an Airbnb in Nashville. And we were just going to hang out and do creator stuff. And then our wives got involved and like, "We don't want to pay for this trip, so we're going to pimp you guys out. You're going to do stand-up comedy." Now, the only person that had done stand-up comedy was Nick. He's the only person that's ever done stand-up comedy. So me, Sherry, and Kelly, stand-up comedy like dum-dums. No idea. So we put in to get this venue. It's called Third Coast in Nashville. And it's 100-seater. And we put tickets on sale, and we created our own little ticket system, and et cetera. And we all did this ourselves. It was the wives kind of running the whole show. And we sold out in like 2 hours. And so we're like, okay, let's do another show. So we did another show. So we did back-to-back shows. We had like a 2-hour break in between. And that one sold out in like a day. And we're like, okay. So then we did the show, and we actually got AARP to sponsor it, which is hilarious. It was actually part of my bit. We got AARP to sponsor it. They gave us a little bit of money to kind of fund the situation that we're doing. And it was a rock star show. We had a after party that we booked at Pins Mechanical, which is like an adult arcade place. And that was a rock star show. Like 500 people showed up, and we're like, oh crap, this might be a thing. So then we're like, okay, let's do another one. So we went to Cleveland. It was a dueling piano bar, and it was 250-seater. And we did the same thing. We sold it out in like a day. And we're like, crap, this might be a thing. So then this was in November. Yeah, this was in November. And then we're like, okay, so let's do a show in Atlanta. And we did a show in Atlanta, and we sold out 2 shows for 250 people. And we're like, crap, this is a real thing. And then the next one was Vegas. We booked the Palms in Vegas as part of the Cheer Choice Awards, and that went straight up to 700 people. And then we just got done playing a sold out crowd of 2,200 in St. Louis.
Wow,
damn,
right. And that's in the matter of like 8 months. So I've done stand up comedy a total of 6 times.
That's amazing.
So that's not even like your thing. That's wild.
I have no clue what I'm doing. In fact, the crazy thing is like the tour manager we got, he got attracted to us because he heard through the grapevine that we broke all the rules. Like we didn't play the comedy scene in the clubs, and we didn't cut our teeth, and we're just doing these crazy things. Like we do a sing along in our show, and we call it the car scene, where we imitate having a millennial in the car with a bunch of Gen Xers, and we change the stations, et cetera. And so we're doing all this stuff that breaks all the rules of comedy. So he's attracted to us, and he's now our tour manager, and he's booking us like we're going to the Circus in Atlantic City. We're going to the Hard Rock in Cincinnati. We've got like Hollywood Casino in DC. We just have so many places that we're booked. We're going to Detroit and playing like the Fox Theater and stuff like that. It's just insane.
When are you going to
the dumbest
Atlantic
thing
City?
I've ever been part of. What's that?
When are you going to Atlantic City?
August 8th.
August 8th. Okay.
Wait, is it sold out already?
No, it's not sold out yet.
We should.
It will be soon. Pretty sure.
Get tickets. Yeah, we should go.
That
would be the closest one. We're in Delaware, so that's or DC.
That's
Oh no, we're going to. We are going to. So the DC show is actually in West Virginia at the Hollywood Casino in DC.
That's probably closer.
That might be closer, but then we're going to Baltimore next March.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be even closer.
Baltimore, pretty close.
If you don't want to wait, come to any
August.
I
love that.
I love comedy. I mean, comedy shows.
I do too.
They're so good.
I love. That's the only thing. I won't go to concerts anymore because they're too loud for me because I'm old. Yeah. But stand-up comedy, I'm dying laughing. I enjoy it so much. I watch it at home, and now, but see, it's weird now because I'm watching it for the effect of it, but I'm also studying.
Sure, that's who you
I'm
are
not studying
now.
to steal their content. I'm studying to see how they do it, how they pause, how they walk, all the things that they do. And everybody does it different. Like I got Matt Rife coming up this weekend. I'm here in Charleston. I'm going to go see him. That's the second time I've seen him. And then I've got Nate Bargatze coming up in July. Love both of them. And I'm just going to be kind of watching and studying at the same time. Now I know Matt Rife is a whole different, because he's a crowd work guy, and you've got to be a special kind of, you got to have the special brain to do what he does.
Mm-hmm. So you're not doing
the rest of the guys
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be on it. I mean, your brain has to click so fast, and mine's getting really slow. So it's great that I can study all these guys that have these long sets, and I can say, okay, they rehearsed that, they wrote that, and here's how they integrate their life into that. Nate's really good at integrating his life into his stories. So yeah, so that's how it happened, and here we are. This is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
So what does
far? It's the dumbest thing you've done so far.
Yeah, there's other crazy stuff in the background too. It's so dumb. This is so dumb. Look, here's another one. Hollywood's imploding. This is going to get dumber. Hollywood is absolutely imploding because of social media. No movie has made money in the past year. Warner Brothers hasn't made money in 7 years.
Yeah,
they just announced they're splitting the company in half because of streaming. Right, everything's going to streaming. I give theaters 5 years. They're gone. I hate to say it. I love movies, but everything's streaming. Nobody wants to leave their house anymore. All the revenue is in streaming and all that stuff. So Hollywood studios that are getting into the streaming movies are now going after creators. The reason being is they've got baked audiences. They've got baked on. It doesn't even matter if you're good. They're going after you. And they're going after us. And now they're going after us for this Gen X thing. Can't say anymore, but it's a wild thing. I'm like, sweet, you got to be kidding me. Come on.
So this won't be the dumbest thing you've ever done soon.
I'm going to write a book, and it's going to be called The Dumbest Thing Ever.
I like that.
It'll be.
Greg,
I'll have to put it in fiction because nobody's going to believe it's true.
Right. Greg, remember we were talking to Mayor Mulroney, and she said basically the same thing, that it was that Hollywood even was shifting towards more. Was it short? What was
the short form content where it's like you pay $20 a month or whatever, and you get tokens, and you can buy, and it's like these cheesy
basically like soap operas, but just like Facebook Shorts or whatever.
And then
they
you
call
have
them.
you pay $20-$30 a month, and that's how people consume.
I mean,
and she
I don't
said that's
like that.
her bread and butter right now.
She said it makes so much fucking money. I hate that it makes money, but
silly money.
It is.
But it's John, to your point, going to the movies is so damn expensive anymore. So it's all right, well, we're going to get 4 of us food there. And then I have to sit there. And so my wife is always, whenever we go, she's like, is someone going to shoot the theater up, do you think? I was like, well, I didn't, but now I do.
Mine is she can't stand the sounds of other people. I don't know what that mental situation is, but if she hears somebody chewing, she's going to snap. She's going to come across 3 rows of chairs and drop the people's elbow on somebody. Stop chewing your popcorn so loud.
but movie theaters too, they give you the crunchiest food. So it's you have popcorn, but then you can also have nachos, and this person's eating chicken wings for some reason.
Where did you get chicken wings from?
Yeah, why do you have those? And I get they have the movie theaters where, don't they have where you can eat? They have the restaurant.
Oh yeah.
You get dinner, right?
Cinnabars, yeah.
And those are cool. We don't. I think we have one kind of close, but I was a big AMC. Spending all my money on AMC, and but yeah, I don't see the movie theaters being around.
No,
much
because
longer.
they're not clean. Like you start to realize that you're sitting. I mean, because we used to have to do that, right? We didn't have a choice. And it'd be hot butts in a movie theater every hour, right? But now we're like, ew, I don't want to. I could sit at home on my couch and pay $20 for it and get it on Apple TV.
I was surprised that the movie theaters bounced back any bit after COVID.
I am too, because the streaming changed so much. Like movies went straight to streaming and you paid $20 for it and you're like, oh, this is not bad.
Well, yeah, it was a much better deal to pay $20 and then you can watch it as much as you want and you can all sit around. You can pause, you can go take a piss, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
It's great.
You can fall asleep and start tomorrow.
Fall asleep. I think it was Family Guy, and like Lois went to see Magic Mike. She's like, well, this seat's wet. This seat's wet. The back of this seat's wet for some reason. This seat's wet. And they're always, they're fucking gross. And they don't update them because there's no money there. But streaming now, I feel like has surpassed the cost of, before it was like cut cable because streaming is cheaper. But now I pay more to stream everything than I did when I had cable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. all of my individual apps that I have, I'm way more than cable now. I got Hulu and I got Paramount and I got Peacock and I've got HBO and I've got Apple and then I got Amazon and then I got Netflix and I'm sure that I've got like 10 more, whatever she got.
And you need them because like I'll try to cancel one and my wife's like, no, we need Netflix because I watch my murder shows on here. Yeah. And then
that's where the best comedy specials are too.
Yeah. Yep. And then we Peacock is great. Like that's how we get our like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The Office. Yeah,
and all of your what's his name? All of your Taylor Sheridan shows.
Yeah. So like Eric wanted to go through this phase where you just picked one a month.
So it couldn't have even been one. It couldn't have even just been one because I have the Apple One, right? So I'm always going to have the Apple. And then we always have Amazon Prime. So I'm always going to have Prime. So what? Do I just go those two? Because I could cancel Hulu and Disney and...
I think I can get rid of Disney now.
Yeah.
Disney's the one that's lagging.
I'll just pick it up anytime new Star Wars stuff comes out, and I'll just subscribe for a month and then turn it back off again.
But doesn't Disney owns Hulu, right? So it's like, but I still have to pay for both.
Yes, and I got the same thing, and I've got Hulu. I've got Hulu local channels too because I'm weird and old school. I like to watch a Today Show. It's just a comfort thing every morning to have the Today Show on in the background. And I pay like $100 a month to watch that every day because it's the only local show I watch. But yeah, then I pay for Disney on top of that.
Well, and then if you want to factor in like football, then the NFL Sunday ticket is another like $700,000. So it's like $400, and then you have to pay for the other streaming services to watch all the games. And then like we're obviously local to like, so I want to watch the Eagles play. Well, I can't because I don't pay for cable, and they don't stream local broadcasts on NFL Sunday ticket. It's so stupid and it's so frustrating.
It's a gambit.
Yeah.
But Hollywood, as we know it, will not be there. And I don't believe they will be there. They're shifting. Actors have already done it. Actors are doing series now. You see it. All the big actors are doing it. I mean, you've got everybody doing all of them, except for Tom Cruise. I think after this whole thing with his last MI6 movie, I think he's going to change. Unless Top Gun 3 absolutely blows it out of the water, which I don't know if it will. But he's like the holdout because he's just so big. But I don't know if that's going to last for him either.
Well, even if it's just him, then it doesn't matter. As soon as he's done, then there's nobody left.
Yeah, as soon as he's done.
Well, and I saw too, like the new Mission Impossible, like most of the budget or a lot of the budget went to his salary.
Oh yeah, because he's what they call first dollar.
Yeah.
So he gets it before expense, right? Mm. So depending on how the contract's written, is like you'll get most actors get it after the movie's profitable, right? They'll get X amount, but then the rest that they get on top of that is after it's profitable, and no movies are profitable, but he can still push for first dollar, which means his is guaranteed whether it makes money or not. And he's like one of the few actors that can do that.
I feel like, was it RDJ that also with like Endgame maybe, or one of those got
RDJ
paid?
Had it too.
Yeah, but now, well, you look at like Snow White, for example, like a huge Disney flop. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know that's like low hanging fruit, but like it didn't. I think it had to make like $500 million to recoup.
Ridiculous amount.
And it made not even like half of that.
Yep.
Because the marketing is so much compared
It's
like
so expensive.
it's
because you got to get
wild.
people to leave their house and go to a theater. Versus the streaming guys spend nothing on marketing. It's baked into their platform. They just post it. They put it. They take a picture and they say, "Look, this is going to be showing this date." And poof, all the people have saved it in their thing, and they get a notification when it comes on, and they just sit there and boop, it just shows up.
And what, you have a couple server rooms throughout the country that
Yeah, you got a couple. Yeah, I mean, they've got the Google Rooms and Apple. They've got their
Amazon
server things
web
anyway.
service, and
yeah, they've got all their stuff already. So it's just part of their ecosystem. That's why they buy. That's why they're buying studios. That's why Amazon bought MGM, is because they were like, I need a studio, I need a production company, so I can make the movies for my stuff. And poof, here we are.
And like video game companies are doing that too now, which is awesome. So like now I can just log into my Xbox and stream essentially.
Xbox just announced yesterday they're getting rid of hard disks.
Really?
I believe that.
I'm for that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played. Actually, I'm a PC guy now.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah, me too.
I held out forever, but
So did what was it, Greg? Last April, I think I got my gaming PC.
You jumped in,
Yeah,
and then you still bought Elden Ring on.
I did buy
the
Night Rain on Xbox, so I could play with you.
Yeah.
What are you playing now, John?
oh, I'm still Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 DMZ. I'm a DMZ guy.
Wow, really?
And I stream it almost every day. In fact, my guys are like, "Why are you not streaming today?" I was like,
Where are you? Where after this we're gonna go? Yeah, we're gonna play.
Yeah, because I got to
Night
go
Rain.
over to Twitch and jump on. And but I've got a group of guys that we were playing for like 3 years. We played the game just us, and we call it the Garage Beers group because it's the new way of guys getting together and hanging out in the garage. Plus, we were always drinking beer when we were doing it. And so we called it the Garage Beers Gang. And when I started streaming on Twitch, after I bought the PC just to stream because another opportunity in social media, the money that I got from Twitch, I didn't keep it because I didn't need it. So I just split it amongst the guys that I play with. And so now they're like, dude, you need to get on. Your Twitch hasn't been running for like a week.
We're hurt. We're hungry. We're hungry for the.
We're hurt, dude. We're hungry. And I'm like, calm down, guys. I'll be there. I just got to feed the other side of the business.
Yeah, right.
So it's crazy because and the kids especially are on Twitch. I mean, they're watching streaming stuff, and that's all they watch. And they could be watching somebody make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It doesn't matter. They're watching it, and that consumption equals ad dollars because they'll sit through the ads to watch somebody make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's crazy.
Greg, we might just be like dumb or something because we're not making any money.
Yeah, we make $0.
Yeah, we got to figure this out.
You have to sell your soul. You just have to sell your soul. That's all you
We're okay with that.
So we actually did a beard oil collab, and we were like, this is going to be it. Like we're going to make money from this.
We were already spending the money.
Yeah, in our head, we can pay off all the debt that we have from investing into the podcast, and then we made $0 from that. I don't know if that's how all collabs work, but I feel like
yeah, we didn't talk that one out. Well, I mean, we put nothing out, so ourselves, so no risk, no reward.
But I think I was really excited. Jessica, I guess she when she reached out to us, I was like, hell yeah! I mean, like we all day super hype about this.
Yeah, I just started with Jessica like a month ago.
Oh yeah, she seems great.
I get to talk to all these cool people now, like you guys and some other people. I was like, I didn't know I needed a PR person until Sherry told me. She's like, you need a PR person. I was like, okay, I need a PR person. And here we are.
Well, and it's funny, like we've been interacting with a lot of like PR people, and that's new for us. Like that's new. Like I'm used to but if I feel like tried to message you directly on Instagram, it probably would go to your junk box. You know what I mean? Because you have many.
But I'm the kind of guy that reads my junk.
Do you?
I really do, because I know that there are nuggets in there of people that are trying to get to me, and I try to be conscientious of that. But it feels like I never got anybody loving on me, so that's why I hired Jessica.
Well, and I think.
And then what's crazy is the Wall Street Journal reached out to me outside of her yesterday. It was nuts. I was like, why are you calling me? I just hired a PR person.
You got to give her that
and you're
credit.
not going through her.
Yeah, right.
You're not going through her. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. And Jessica was like, oh, I didn't know. And so it actually was a sideways thing, kind of like you guys reaching out. And that was weird. But anyway, sorry.
So when you have a PR person, does everything now filter through? Like if someone hits you up, you're like, hey, talk, or like it's like best of both worlds kind of deal.
It's whatever she gets. She's there on a monthly fee. schedule, and her job is to go and find me the things that I've asked for her to find. And if somebody comes to me off the side, it's not like there's any money associated with it. So it's just, whatever comes in. The goal is to grow the brand with her support, and whatever happens. I told her I have some lofty goals, like I want to be on the Today Show, and
sure.
I need the thing so I can get my blue check mark on TikTok.
There you go.
Because I need that, whatever the big picture things that everybody recognizes. Yeah, that's the only check mark I don't have yet.
You haven't collected that one yet? You've collected all.
No, I haven't collected that one. I mean, it's like you've got these merit badges in social media that you got to get. You got to get one of those.
Well, and it's funny because I swear, Eric, we tell this story every time, but our first guest was fucking William Hung that kicked off all of the other guests.
I love it because it's so random.
It is random, but I think in terms of like reaching out to like people that we thought would never get on, once again, to talk about Jarrett from Bowling for Soup, like one of the nicest dudes that we've ever talked to, right? So I hit him up in like March. Early like March last year, I think it was, and he was like, "Yeah, we're on tour, but hit me back in like November." And I was like, "All right, that's a really nice way of just saying fuck off." Essentially,
yeah, you think he's letting you down easy.
In November, he was like, "Hey, let's do this thing." I was like, "That's fucking cool." Like that, it's just like getting to interact with people like that.
People for me, I'm honored to be on somebody's podcast, because I did a podcast with my sister, and I know how much work goes into it and how much effort it takes, and you guys are doing a great job with what you got, and I'm honored to be able to be there. So I'm using her more to give me the opportunity to talk to cool people. I don't think I'm that cool, because like I said, I'm a guy that was in manufacturing for 20 years, and here I am because of the dumbest thing in the world, being able to talk on podcasts.
I think I really like the podcast platform, just because I think for us, when we started this, we were like, let's just fucking hang out with cool people. Like, let's just, and obviously like, you got stuff to promote, and we obviously want to hear it, but like getting to know like who you are is also really cool, outside of like just the basic, like we used to do the generic, like, all right, let's have 5-10 questions that we have to ask.
We said, what inspired you to do what you do? And then they would say, well, so you see, and like it was fine. Like we got to talk to people. But we've moved from that, and we just do a hangout, and we'll just start slinging bullshit, and people I love it. My favorite part is when people at the end, they say, that was so much fun. Please let me know if I can come back on again. That feels really good. So that's scratching that itch that I think that Greg and I both have. We get to do this and just have a lot of fun.
And we say we haven't gotten paid yet, but like we're going to New York in a month to kind of like do the 20th anniversary show of a band that I grew up loving, and we're going to be there and kind of be like the podcast there. Like shit like that is fucking cool.
Yeah. That's the stepping stones. If you're getting invited to do that kind of stuff, guys, don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. Just keep trudging, keep doing what you're doing, and let it happen organically. Right? Yep. Don't force it. Don't worry about it. It'll happen. Just try not to go bankrupt between now and then.
Sure.
Well, too late.
Greg's gonna have to. So him and his family moved in with me. It wasn't for them going bankrupt because of a podcast. He sold his house and needed the money from the sale of that house to buy his next house, but they needed somewhere to live in the meantime. Houses. So we had him and his whole family. It was just him, his wife, and his daughter at the time. And I'm seeing that happening again, Greg. You guys will go bankrupt
because we have no house. So that's going to be a different sort. And I'll probably be single.
That's true. So you can come live with me.
Yeah. I'll come live with you.
Jenna will move. I don't know.
He's going to pack lightly. Don't worry.
Yeah, right.
Bachelor life. Because Shay would probably leave me too. So we should probably both get a motel.
We get a condo. Just get a condo.
There you go.
So, John, the Gen X Comedy Takeover tour, though, so you're on it right now, but when is your next show coming? So when does it kick back off again?
Atlantic City.
August 8th.
Yeah, so we'll do August 8th, then August 9th in Cincinnati, then we'll take a couple weeks off, and then we will be back for Boston and then Newark. That'll be the 4 that we do in August. That's the most we've done in a month.
Sure.
So this is going to be interesting. That's a lot for a bunch of 46 plussers.
And so, can people get the tickets on your on
GenXTakeover.com is the source for all things. I would, if I was anybody, I'd sign up for the email list over there on GenXTakeover.com because our great tour manager shoots out all the pre-sale codes and stuff like that, and he also does discounts and stuff like that for some of the shows. And also, as he decides that we're going to have new shows get added all the time, like the day after Thanksgiving in Arkansas, that's where you're going to find out about it, and you'll be notified when the tickets go on sale.
Cool.
Yes, the day after Thanksgiving is in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
They've got some great Black Friday deals for your show.
They made the offer that we couldn't refuse.
So are you spending Thanksgiving there?
Actually, my daughter and my ex-wife live in Eureka Springs, which is about 2 hours north of there. So it just happens to be that my daughter is the only kid of mine who hasn't been to one of my shows. My ex-wife has actually already been. She was in St. Louis. I made a comedy bit about her. I love making fun of people because I'm the FAFO, I'll find out. And that's what my whole bit is about. So I actually put my ex-wife in my FAFO bit. It was great. I loved it. I'm going to keep working on that one. Oh yeah, she totally knew. She was like, I don't care, whatever. We're still good friends. So
that's. I mean, I feel like if you're still.
But she had 2 kids in her 40s. That's so easy for me.
Sure.
Two kids in her 40s. I'm like, you literally fucked around and found out. That's what happens. Thank you for the material.
Everybody's material.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. And the crowd loved it. They're like, because at first I said, I was like, yeah, and we're going to start the conversation about FAFO with my ex-wife. And they're like, boo. And I was like, no, guys, rude. She's in the room.
Did you point her out? I hope. If
I couldn't see her because you can't see when all those lights are in your face.
Right.
I couldn't see her, but I would have. I totally would have. And she was laughing. She loved it. So anyway, my daughter's in Eureka Springs, so I'll get to see her the day after Thanksgiving.
That's awesome.
She'll get to see my show.
That sounds fun. That sounds fun. So wait, but are you having Thanksgiving at home and then you're flying out, like, or?
I think we're having a Thanksgiving here. Wednesday, and then I'll fly out Thursday.
Okay.
Then I'll be in Hot Springs, and I might stay a couple days after to hang out with my daughter up in Eureka Springs. Yeah.
Yeah, because also traveling in that time period, that's going to suck ass.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry. Plus, planes are falling apart right now.
That's what I was going to say. At least a bunch of planes aren't crashing.
Could be the sole survivor of the next plane crash.
Nope. Listen, I just got over my fear of flying, okay? I used to work for a particular airplane company that makes airplanes that starts with a B. I used to work for them, so I know things that you don't want to know.
You're right, I don't.
And I was a nervous wreck for years. And I finally got over it. Now all of a sudden they're having a bad streak, and I'm not excited about it.
Well, at least it will, as long as it takes off and lands, you're probably fine, right?
Those are
I don't like it when it takes off and lands right off the bat. It's like taking off and landing in the same sequence is not good.
Right. Yeah, there needs to be flight. Plenty of flight.
There needs to be some flight time. Yeah, there's little 36,000 feet. We need to get to that point, and then we can come down gently.
Well, what was the most recent one with the Indian individual, like
Air
that,
India?
Yeah, and then Dave Shapiro and like that whole group from that talent agency. He was flying his plane and he crashed into some lines, like some power. And then weren't planes, Eric, falling in Philly for some reason? Like they were crashing into neighborhoods.
That was last year. I think
was that
last year? Yeah, right.
Was that?
But it was when they had a whole sequence of plane crashes, right around the same time.
But you'll be fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Again, they keep touting, statistically speaking. I hate that word, statistically speaking, because that's just saying that you're, the number that you are of that particular scenario is not significant to the whole. Well, I'm significant to my whole. Okay.
Significant.
So don't discount it. I'm scared. Okay. I'm a window licker when I fly. I'm a window licker. Yeah. I get to my window seat and I have this whole routine that I do. And I stare out the window and I check so many times and I say the Lord's Prayer like 5 times as we're taking off. I really do. I do it every time. And I put my earplugs in and I listen to the same playlist on Spotify that I've got downloaded through the whole flight. And I can't look away from the window. If I look away from the window, I'll freak out. So I'm a window licker.
A window licker? I've never heard that term for what you're describing.
It's like, you ever seen a dog who's a window licker? I used to have a boxer. He was literally a window licker.
Okay, yeah.
He would lick the window and then he would stop halfway through the lick. So he'd be like, and it's just pressed against the window. I actually sprayed it with like cayenne pepper juice one time. He just went, and he just stayed there, and he took it off and he went. He's like, okay, I'm doing it again. Like, you're a weirdo, dude.
Didn't deter him. No.
Flying is so weird, though, because you're literally putting your life in the hands of two individuals. You know? And what if
no,
both
it's not
of them...
just those two individuals, right? There's those two individuals that you don't know what their, relational status is, alcohol, substance abuse status is. You don't know whether they slept last night, whether they're pissed off about their job, or they're sleeping with the stewardess and she's not happy with them today. Huh. I don't know any of those scenarios. But then you throw on top of that all the maintenance workers.
Yep.
Right? Put that one in the cheese whiz and let it stir around for a minute. Now, let's put in another factor. How about the weather?
Mm-hmm. We've got that outside of our control.
And way outside of our control. Now we're going to put in a fourth factor, which is the guys who made the plane and may not have disclosed particular things with that particular plane.
Well, and then what if you have someone like Walter White who lets someone's daughter die, and then the air traffic controller lets the two planes go,
Sure.
So, exactly. Yeah, then you got the ATCs on. I didn't even think about the ATCs, the fifth wheel.
Well, so odds are
the
you will die.
ATC who's got 600 other planes that he's trying to monitor at the same time.
I'm scared of flying now.
Yeah, right.
And to him, they're all just blips on a video game screen.
Yeah.
I lost.
Did I hear that job has one of the highest like heart attack rates because of how stressful it is? Yeah. Right? Like that sounds horrible.
I mean, you guaranteed work, but it's more work than you're going to want to do.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
And then here's the thing, right? Everybody says that driving is more dangerous. Statistically speaking, yes, driving is more dangerous, but I can always pull off the side of the road if something goes south, and I can stop there and I'm still going to live, right? Until I figure out the scenario. You can't do anything at 36,000 feet.
No, you can't.
That's it.
No.
You just wait to hit the ground.
That's it. But you're supposed to jump at the last minute before the plane hits.
Before it explodes, yeah. Before it explodes. If you're in a exit row seat, because he was in an exit row seat, that was the saving grace. He's right next to the door.
That's crazy. I can't stand that. That's so terrifying.
Well, he wasn't the pilot.
No,
he was just some random.
He was seat 11A. Seat 11A.
So that's the seat you want.
Well, any of the exit row seats, but he obviously knew how to pop that door open real fast.
Sure. Is that what saved him?
Yeah,
I think he jumped out.
He got out before it exploded, and he landed on a building.
That's so fucking terrifying.
Like it's insane odds that he's even alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hope he went to go buy a lottery ticket.
He has to.
Yeah, right. I don't know if they have lottery in India, but
well, maybe he had some I don't know, some naan.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut the fuck up.
Greg, I was genuinely worried about what the fuck you were about to say.
I didn't know where it was going.
Well, on that note. All right, John, well, thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, it was awesome having you on.
This has been awesome, guys. I really appreciate it. This is fun. I will definitely put the word out about you guys and really appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
And you guys are awesome. You guys are doing great stuff.
Thank you. Good luck on your tour,
man. Yeah.
Yeah. Come see us. Absolutely.
Yes, I think so. August 8th, Atlantic City. I'm ready. I got it in here.
Yep.